Hello, everyone. I hope all of you are doing very good. I just want to say that if you guys have not watched my reaction to the race in Abu Dhabi 2022, it was the last race of the season. The season of Formula One has come to an end today, this morning, basically. So if you guys have not watched my full reaction, just go on my channel and just click for that race reaction, and you will see that I explain a few things by details, and you will see my reaction. In this video I will not be talking about the race at all, since I literally made a whole video on the race reaction. This video is going to be more of a 2022 recap. I'm not going to be stating facts. I'm just going to be talking about emotions, because all the Ferrari fans, all the tifosis, we already know, because we already watched every race, so I don't have to narrate everything. I'm not a narrator. I'm a reactor. I'm the emotions guy. I'm just trying to see how many people can vibe with me, how many people can actually relate with the same emotions. I'm just there for the emotions. I'm just there to give a few of my reactions, basically. Um, but about the facts and everything, like, it's not my concern, it's not my job. I think every loyal Ferrari fan, every loyal Ferrari tifosi knows and saw every race. If you didn't see or watch every single race, then you cannot call yourself a true fan. That's just how F1 works. So if you didn't watch it, get your game up, pal, and you every year just improve yourself. But regardless, enough with the little pep talk. Let's get straight into the season finale, and let's talk about a few things that Ferrari has to improve for next year. And what should the fans expect? What do we need to improve? What moves should be made? And everything will be talked in this video, and we will gonna be looking at a few races. I'm not gonna name any races. I'm not gonna name any facts, like I said, but I'm gonna basically say it very vaguely and very in general. But you guys will know, basically, all the loyal Ferrari fans, that what I'm talking about, basically. Um, so, like I said, I'm just so sad. Basically, I'm in denial. Like, when I always keep repeating the same thing over and over again, it just basically means that I'm just so sad that Formula has come to an end. It's just such a beautiful sport to watch, and just so intense. And I will miss it until like next year, when it will restart in March 2023, when the first race in Bahrain will start. Until then, I will always be sad and a little depressed. To be honest, I will be depressed for sure when there's no formula. It's a depressing time. You don't know what to do. You're bored. No races, no qualifying, no free practices, nothing. But regardless, 2022 Ferrari season. Here we go. Um, in the beginning of the year, we started so nicely. We had a 1 and 2, with Charles Leclerc P1 and Carlos Sainz P2 in Bahrain as well in the beginning of the season 2022. We had a solid race. We really gave the work to Max Verstappen, and things were just looking very good for us. And we started winning. Max Verstappen won a few races. Charles Leclerc came back. Carlos Sainz won in Silverstone, which was a huge race for Mr. Carlos Sainz. It was just a confidence booster. Like, winning a big race like Silverstone it's massive. First of all, it's the home of Formula, basically. That's where Formula basically started from, and it's also the home of Mercedes, a very old manufacturer. Obviously, Ferrari is one of the first teams ever, so we're the oldest team in terms of history. But Mercedes also have their set of respect, so we have to give respect to Mercedes for everything they've done. But Ferrari, we still have a little flex here, that Ferrari is one of the oldest team, maybe is the oldest team in history. We were the first team in Formula One. Sorry. Um, but yeah, Silverstone was a big win for Carlos Sainz. It was basically a confidence booster, and things were just looking good for Ferrari. We started really, really good, and then, you know, things just started going south. We just were not getting results. We were getting crashes a lot. Um, Things were just looking tight. Like uh, we started making mistakes. We just started making bad pit stops. We started um, Binotto just was not bringing that leadership, and we were not building a good team together, and we just started losing hope because in the beginning of the year till I think like mid-year around that, if I'm not wrong, Verstappen and Leclerc were literally going head to head for the championship. You know, um, that's the biggest disappointment of 2022. I'm really happy with the race, like our season finale in Abu Dhabi, but knowing that Ferrari literally, like our team principal, Mr. Binotto, has not just him, but also our terrible team strategist, Xavi. He's like, I'm sorry to say, but it's just we literally screwed our world championship. Like, we all know that it was supposed to be, until the very end, it was supposed to be a tight battle for the championship all the way till the very last race of the season 2022. But what happened was a lot of crashes for Ferrari, a lot of bad tire management, a lot of bad pit stops, and all these costly mistakes um, just made the gap bigger and bigger and bigger, and just eventually, with not even with more than even 4 or 5 races left in the season, Max Verstappen already had secured his world championship. Just it was just a really just disappointing season, and just a lot of Ferrari fans were just really, really devastated, and we were just pissed. It was just basically, it was sadness and disappointment and frustration, because how can you just throw away a championship like that? Like, we're a top team, we're an elite team, right? We should know better. We like when you have a setback, you have to come back up. You can't just make the same mistakes over and over again. But regardless, we it was really just disappointing. It was sad. It was frustrating. We just were so pissed off with Mr. Uh, Binotto and Mr. Xavi. Just we really. I really feel bad for Charles Leclerc, who really could have won the world championship, but then, he had a really just bad crash in the French Grand Prix, and it was just like his frustration with the no, like the way he was just screaming like on the radio, just knowing that his championship was done, and he was done, and the gap was too big and it's not chaseable anymore, was just frustrating. And I think basically he was basically reacting for all of the Ferrari fans, because that's basically how we felt when we saw that Charles Leclerc crash. So it was a really difficult season for Ferrari fans. But in the last few races until the last race in Abu Dhabi, it was some good signs in there. It was some really, really good signs in there. Um, just better mentality, and I think like the team got together. But there's a lot of things that we have to fix. In the last race, we did have good tire management. We did have a beautiful pit stop, and I was just really happy. We had a really good improvement. This I will admit. We had a lot of ups and downs. I will not look at the past anymore. This is done. It will stay in this video, and I will not talk about the past anymore. We're gonna look forward, and basically, I'm really focusing on the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix since that's the last race, and we've seen the big improvement already in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in the last race of the season. Um, but we really had good tire management. We really had good strategy because it was called by Charles Leclerc, and I'm happy that Ferrari did give a little bit of freedom to Charles Leclerc to, you know, make his own choices. They let him a little bit of freedom to make his choices, which is good because sometimes, and many times, drivers have just a little bit more knowledge than the team sometimes because obviously they're the ones racing, we're not, like the teams are not, so sometimes you have to ask the pilot, you have to have a good connection with the pilot. Listen, what needs to be improved, basically, it's pit stops still need improvement. We have to do it regularly, not just in Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and then next year we come back and the same bloody mistakes pull up. Like we can't let that happen. We cannot have inconsistency like this year. We cannot have another year like this in 2023. We just cannot afford that. And I'm sorry to say, I think like one of the improvement we have to do and one of the choices we have to do, our team, and I hope Ferrari learns that, is that we have to take Binotto out of team principal. He's a very good engineer, and he always has been. I know he's a legendary lad. He has a big name. Like Mr. Binotto has had a great relationship with Michael Schumacher, a legend. So he knows what it takes to be on a winning team. He has won plenty of championships. He knows what a winning team is and the mentality. But unfortunately, he just doesn't have the leadership. He just, some people are just not made to be leaders. Some people just don't have what it takes to be a team principal. But I think basically what should be done. Sorry for the stutter. Um, Basically, what should be done for next year is basically move Mattia Binotto back to, like, race engineer slash mechanics. So move him back where he was good at, bring somebody new. I'm thinking about Frédéric Vasseur, because he's like he has first of all, he has a wonderful relationship with Charles Leclerc. Back in Alfa Romeo, when Charles Leclerc was still a rookie, they had a very good relationship, and they were really really underrated. And Charles Leclerc just has this very special, underrated energy with Frédéric Vasseur. And you remember, history is history. And last time we had a French team principal, it was in the time, in the era of none other than Michael Schumacher, when we had 7 championships. It was a Ferrari domination, and it was none other than the legendary Jean Todt, a very legendary team principal who led us towards good, great Ferrari domination. So maybe it could be a sign. Maybe, who knows? But regardless, I think that's what should be done. But um, I think, to be honest, I think Frédéric Vasseur is a really, really good choice. Um, but if not, maybe we could go explore somewhere else because we really need to find um, a team principal who has passion, who has grit energy, who has drive, and who wants to see change, because we gave a lot of chances to Mr. Binotto and it's just not happening. And it's just unfortunate, but it's just not happening. So we have to have a change. And the second change, and I think that's the most underrated one, and that's the biggest one, and I think um that's what most Ferrari fans are agreeing on, is basically fire Xavi Inueda. I think that's his name. If I mess up his name, I'm sorry, but that's the team strategist for Ferrari, for us. And he's just not good at it. I'm sorry, but he had just made a lot of bad calls. Like, we just had, like, basically it comes back to the bad pit stops. Like, um the pit stops are not just randomly made, like it's called by the team, like the principal, basically, like not the team principal. I mean, the team principal is involved, but it's still called by the team strategist, and our team strategist is none other than Xavi Inueda. So we have to change him. I'm sorry, but I think his time, not even I think, but it's concerning, like we have to get him out and have a new team. If we need to change the whole team, if we need to bring some new lads in, do it, because we need to commit some change. We need to move forward as soon as possible, because if we don't move quick, if we don't make the decisions quick, we will struggle. I think that's basically my best recap of this season 2022. Lots of ups and downs, you know but regardless, I'm really really happy with this team. I'm a tifosi for life. I will always be a Ferrari fan for life, like I always been as a kid, and I will always be. It's just a start. um so we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll give you guys a reaction when I see that there's news coming from Ferrari. Right now, they're all gonna go on vacation. Enjoy yourselves, enjoy themselves, because they really deserve it. They have a very tiring season. Almost. I'm not just talking about Ferrari, but obviously like all the teams. But the last thing I'll say before I end this video is basically is elite teams make changes quick. When they see that they're struggling, they make the changes as soon as possible. They don't just say, "Oh, we will wait." As soon as you wait, you're losing time, and time in Formula One or any sport is very key, and it's really important to correct those mistakes right away. It's really really important. So I hope that we have a good leadership in our team. That's really what we need, and we need changes. So I hope the best, and I hope that we see a beautiful season for next year. So I hope all of you have a great day. Take care, and see you later.